Hello? Is this thing on? I started the stream, and apparently my mic broke, so I had to restart the audio software. That was cool. And I also gave you rapid chopping sounds. So I need to do that setting too. Totally unprepared. But yes, congratulations on the first Suki. Welcome in Sue, welcome in Doomsdoor. What was the thing again? It was... Annoyance mute? And it was... I think other players... Wait, it says others area sounds. What? The heck? Whatever, guess we're just turning it off. But hello, hello. I might not get enough points to start because I wasn't paying attention. But that's okay. What is everybody up to today? Doing hunter. What kind of hunter? Fishing game? Is it the same fishing game? You're doing Herbert? Herbert's okay. Hello, Professor Vaca. Which fishing game? Wait, did I already ask? Did I already say same one as before? I'm losing it. I'm actually kind of distracted because I'm making sure that everything is still working because that Stream Elements update broke things and they seem like I got them fixed, but we'll see. What do you mean by Slayer more efficiently? Is there a reason you're doing Herbert, though? Instead of Hunter Rumors? Going to do pest control. Green logged hunter rumors already? Oh, are you also trying to get the pet from Herbert? I don't want the knife at the bottom, no, I want the knife at the top. Why would you want a pet from a pervert? I don't get it. Is there some evil person named Herbert? I see. Apparently, your mind is in the gutter. It's a streamer's fault for not enunciating better. My bad. I can't believe you're speech shaming me. I'm gonna cancel you. Prepare to be obliterated. Exactly. Poor enunciation isn't a protected class under Twitch TOS. I don't know, pretty much everything is a protected class under Twitch TOS. I'm pretty sure it fits into one of the categories. Being stinky is a protected class under Twitch TOS. For now, we're not going to do the world hop strategy. Not feeling it right now. Maybe later. What about my bank? What's wrong with my bank? Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't organize it by color. Oh, full? This is nothing. For a long time, I was working with like 2 slots open. This is post cleaning. 1 ghost, 4... What? 1 ghost dice fire game? Person fire game? 4 person. 1 ghost 4 person fire game. Fire game? What is 4? You're gonna have to work with me. Fire Festival 2. No, that's not what it is. Anime girl rocking to music? GIF? GIF? Huh? Ghost one. Oh no! No! Yip. No, we do not yip. There is no yip. No, I know what you're talking about, Suki. Why am I so tired? I haven't been awake that long. I know what you're saying now, Suki, and the answer is no. It's too much effort. Also, I don't think the other account has a bond. I think it expired now. I don't want to have a bond going just for that. Arms crossed. Why don't you come be the second person for me? How about that? No. You know what's, because solo's terrible EXP. And if I wanted to try hard, I'd do world hopping, which is better EXP and points than solo. There's no reason to do solo. No, because 200 mil EXP is not getting the pet safety net. I would much rather have the safety net of getting 200 mil. As someone who has 9,000 out of 4,000 on the gotr pet. But no, I mean, there's no reason to do solo, because if you want to increase the effort, you either do what Suki's trying to get me to do, which I'm not going to do, which is using an alt to do solo, which is really high effort, or you do world hopping, but normal solo is worse than world hopping, so if you're going to increase effort, you may as well just do world hopping. If you're going to do solo, you have to use an alt to beat it. Well, I mean, there's an asterisk on the world hopping thing. It could be, like, there were times when I was doing the world hopping thing where just the worlds none of the worlds worked for it, because just either not enough people were playing, or they were just improperly synced, but... Basically, it's like you do solo, but you have an alt that maintains the optimal conditions on all of the braziers, while you do the actual thing on your whatever account you're using to get points. The steel knives are for getting mob aggro. The split bark are probably for... Split bark's probably for a clue stash that I haven't completed. If there are random items in the bank, chances are they are for clue stashes that I don't have all the things for or haven't gone and filled yet. The random thrown ranged weapons are just, I'll use them to tag monsters and then they're gone. Yeah, and I'll use the steel knives, and once I'm out of steel knives, they won't be in the bank anymore. Is it giving you anxiety? There are far worse things in the bank than the knives. The raw chompies are actually for memes. The raw chompies are for memes. Kinda like the time I, what did I like... what did I drop at Gort? I went and got a bunch of something dumb and dropped it at Gort. What was it? It was like an obnoxious item too, and I dropped it on every tile outside the Gort or in the Gort lobby. No. I think it might have been burnt Karambons or something. Hello, Zayna. Good. No, but the chompies are a great drop item. If it wasn't so hard to stock up on chompies, I would like keep every chompy I could get. Because they're great to drop places, because they have such a good dropped item model. Guess it's not a clue item. That might be if I decide to go back to blackjacking, but I don't know if I ever would. Just for fun. Actually, I think I know what that's from. Yeah, but then I have to buy it. Instead of just equipping it at the bank when I equip everything I use for it. Look, bones, someone died. Never know when I'm gonna need the broad arrows. You haven't found the things that are actually bad yet. And that amuses me. See, now you've started finding the things. The seed diver's in there because prior to that update, I needed a seed diver to withdraw before the winter todd herb runs or whatever. Now it's just in there and I haven't taken it out. The seed diver is like not even an item you need at all anymore. Why the mix versions? I probably got them from something and just full dumped my inventory without looking. I should have cannonballs. I hope I have cannonballs. If I don't, that means I lost a lot of cannonballs. Why did I buy the Soul Cape? I was using it for Volcanic Mine, I think. But also Collection Log. What do you mean, why did I buy it? You should know better than asking that question. Shame on you. Ogre Bellows are for the Chompy Bird hunting, because I haven't done that diary completely yet. If there's multiple versions of the Ogre Bellows, that's just because I was lazy. Never know when I'm gonna need the bark, what can I say? Maybe Ayumi will lose bark items in the Wildy, and then I'll have to make new bark items. Maybe I'll lose bark items in the Wildy. Cook Trout's probably for beginner clues? I don't remember off the top of my head if Trout's one of the items for beginner clues. I used to keep like a little bit of the beginner clue items, just so when I do beginner clues I just have all of the items and I can quickly go to Charlie and immediately finish the Charlie step without checking what the item is. What, you don't like mixing up your lanterns every now and again? Those, okay, the Amethyst Volt tips were a mistake. And I just didn't want to get rid of them. I don't have a finished house, so some of the things might be full. Or I might just not have the thing for it yet. Or I might just... It's also possible I do have the level for it and I just haven't made it in my house yet. Like, there are probably things I can boost for that I haven't done yet. How am I doing today? Horrible. But that's just how it is. Do you want to talk about? There's nothing to talk about, really. There is nothing to say. Nothing that can be done. Playing OSRS and worse, being an OSRS clogger, do you ever have fun? With the game? Honestly, no. The only fun involved with RuneScape is interacting with other people who play the game. I said it before, I wouldn't be playing the game if I wasn't streaming it. Let's see. Let's start hopping. Let's see if hopping is synced up right now. I forget what percent I need to actually complete. Definitely not 2%. I don't remember if it was like 50 or 60 or something. 79? No. They are not synced up right now. Actually, if this one's 79... This one was 2%. This one was 90. This one isn't started. Do I have to restart a cycle from doing the German world? Maybe? You like getting funny reactions to your hardcore? I think the problem for hopping right now is the time of day. Not a good time of day. Did music looping turn off again? No? Waking up to slow lo-fi playing in the middle of the night made you feel sad. What does that mean? Hello, Pichu. Why did the music stop? I just checked that music looping was on. Music looping is enabled. It is playing the song. Huh? Oh no. Whoops. Hmm. Alright, herb run time. Sadly, the worlds are perfectly out of sync. Um, 17? Oops. No! No? Yes. No, there's no point to doing this. What do you mean? Oops, I should have kept one. Oops. I'm goofing it. There. You can thank the UIMs for this. You know, you can get even more try-hard with the farm runs by doing this. Did it work? Nope, I didn't do it right. I'm really bad at this. Am I not doing it fast enough? No, that's what I'm saying. There's a way. So if you do it the spam click way, you do it slower, but if you do it perfectly when you walk up, it's like if you walk up, click, click, you should be able to do. Am I just doing it too slow? Click, click? I don't know, I've seen someone do it where you can do it on the first gather and then you're not delayed by one thing, but apparently I'm too bad to do it. But you have to click next to it first, like you can't do it walking up to it. Like you have to walk onto the tile next to it, then do click, click in the 2 ticks, and then your first gather will be double, as well as all subsequent ones. So if you do the spam click way, your first gather will be a single gather. Maybe I'm misinterpreting how he did it. I just watched a video on it, I didn't actually... It wasn't an explanation, it was just watching someone do it. Wait, did I... Dude, I did. That's not the right teleport. Oh no, they're dead. Poor watermelons. Poor Limpwort. Here, let's try again. So... No, how did he do it? What was the trick to get the first gather right? Is it... Wait. Am I misinterpreting? Is it... No? Well, I need to watch this again to see what he actually did. So wait, did he wait a tick? So, tick, tick, tick? No, it's still one delayed. Hello, Ghost Boy. Ghost Boy Vim, hello, how are you? Thank you for the sub. So he's doing the animation cancel, like, the animation is canceling on the very first gather. See, if I spam click it... Okay, that was delayed. Did I just click too fast? So if I do this... Oh, maybe it's delayed by only one, is the thing, if you spam click. But then it's not based on, like, it's not based on your movement, it's just clicking precisely one tick after the first one starts, and you're not accidentally delaying your double gather by one gathering. Doing good, how about you? I could be better, but I'm glad you are doing well. Wait, can you do the double gather while also... Surely you can't. So, tick, tick. Hold on, I'm really curious. Nope. I messed it up. Nope. If only I wasn't incompetent. That was too slow. You don't think it works? Yeah, I would expect it not to work, but... I would expect using the watermelon on the compost bin to cancel, like, the first repeating gather. But I'd never actually tried it, so... What's the grind for Todd? It's a pet. It's a pet. It's always a pet. I've completely lost track of which patches I've gone to. Yeah, what am I... See, I'm just, like, timing it wrong. It's like, if you're already... Like, say you're standing next to it, you can do tick, tick, and that should double harvest. That double harvests. So what am I doing with the... What am I doing wrong with moving to it first? Do you need to wait a tick? Wait, did I go? Farming guild. That was a really slow farming run. I was too preoccupied with the thing. My contract is a palm tree, so... You magic tree contracts the worst because you have to dig up the roots. Yeah, I was thinking about tree runs, but then I was like, well, I have magic trees to do tree runs, but I don't have a way to protect them. And I was like, I could just chance it, but... So then I decided not to do tree runs, because doing tree runs means I need to also do fruit tree runs, and I really just do not feel like it. What am I doing? I'm so like zoned out. I'm not locked in. I'm the opposite of locked in. I'll just keep him in the front. Locked in to skilling minigames. Not locked in. I'm the opposite of locked in. Whatever. Too late in the round. Okay, apparently it is you do delay. You do have to wait one tick. So it's move to it, wait one tick, click, click on the subsequent 2 ticks, and that starts the double harvest as fast as possible. If you're spam clicking and you happen to do it for more than those 2 ticks, you delay your double harvest by one harvest, I guess, is how it works. So I mean, it has nothing to do, you know, the way he was doing it, it seemed like it was based on movement, but it's not based on movement, it's just based on knowing precisely when you're starting the first action. Like, you just have to click on the tick after the first action. That's all you have to do. See me later? Okay, I will see you later, Doomstar. Oops. One log short. Yeah, knife in the last slot, not knife in the first slot. It's interesting, though, that the popular knowledge of the double harvest is that spam clicking is somehow how you activate it. I mean, that's how it was initially told to me, too. But it has nothing to do with spam clicking. It actually only requires one additional click. It's weird because it's like, I guess the reasoning is like, oh, people, like normal players don't want to think about ticks, but that's not the case, because even normal players, like even the average normal player still has to know about ticks, right? Like the tick rate on weapons, like at least basic prayer flicking, enemy attack rates based on ticks. Is it the skilling stigma where players just they don't like associating skilling and tick specific actions? I'm fletching too many. I am so, like, anti-locked in today for some reason. Should be the next objective. Raiding isn't gonna be fun either. You want me to have fun? Fun? The fun is the friends we made along the way. The fun is when people are chatting in the stream chat. I'm gonna say it, RuneScape isn't designed to be fun. Even... Listen, I've played a lot of video games in my time. And the stuff in RuneScape that people consider actual content is just emulating other RPGs and MMOs. This guy parasocial, that's why I said exactly. So the content in RuneScape emulates other MMOs and RPG, but because of like the game mechanics, the underlying game mechanics of RuneScape, I honestly think it's really unfun. It's like if you take the raid mechanics of a game like WoW and you put them in RuneScape, what the challenge is wrestling with the obtuse game systems of OSRS. That is what the challenge of it is in RuneScape. I hate on it, but I won't stop playing. I mean, I don't hate the game. But I think people who love raiding in the game, or PvM in the game, are either dealing with extreme Stockholm Syndrome, or they have never played any other MMO endgames. Or they just haven't played very many video games in general. Playing wasn't fun, then why did I spend yesterday dying to Desert Treasure 2? I don't know, why did you spend yesterday dying to Desert Treasure 2? Because, like, here's an example of the challenge of RuneScape, right? Like, you have to navigate the, like, you can use hotkeys for the menus like this. Like, I can change menus, but then I can't use hotkeys for any of my prayers. The difficulty in prayer flicking is because you must use the mouse while doing other things in the main field of gameplay with the mouse. So the challenge of RuneScape is the fact that you are intentionally limited by design to not use your keyboard for this place over here that is a core gameplay mechanic. It's like, what would be considered a quality of life feature in other games, being able to freely rebind all of your abilities, is a design feature of RuneScape to make the game more challenging. And to me, that doesn't feel good. A trend of WoW players going to RuneScape and not looking back. Well, I mean, I'm a WoW player and never went back to WoW, but it has nothing to do with RuneScape being a better game. It has to do with WoW getting worse. If you were to ask me to stack this up against classic Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King, I would tell you this doesn't even hold a candle. But, like, obviously I'm not gonna keep playing old expansions forever and ever. I mean, they don't get more content. I've already experienced them. In the same vein, like, I wouldn't play RuneScape over and over again if it was like literally 2007 Scape with no content updates. I mean, how long would I play that? Probably not very long. So if a no-lifer wants to get into RuneScape, do they play Classic or New? You mean RS3? I don't know, I haven't played RS3. I like old school RuneScape. Would I recommend people play it? Probably not. Like, the thing I always think of is this. If you're a gamer who likes video games in general, and you're coming to RuneScape because it is a video game and you haven't played it before, and you're like, oh, this is like an iconic video game. Maybe I should play it. I would say there are many, many other iconic video games with, like, better stories, more interesting gameplay, or, like, better visuals, and they're shorter experiences. I think playing RuneScape is such a time investment, you really lose out on experiencing other video games. Like if you're saying, like, I have X amount of hours to play video games or whatever, like if you have a life. I mean, even if you're a no-lifer, there's so many other games that I've thought, I want to go play these games. Or, like, maybe I should stream these games, but then it's like, I get sucked back into the RuneScape pet grind or something, and then I don't play them. Like, the backlog just keeps getting bigger. Chess hasn't gotten a patch in centuries, yet I keep playing. Chess is, I think for most people, I think chess is a comfort game. And people do have comfort video games that they always go back to. And that might be one of the reasons why there's so many, like, die-hard RuneScape players. Because it is their, like, comfort game that they come back to. Like, but a game can be your comfort game without ardently defending it forever, right? Like, chess requires a lot of, like, memorization, strategy, skill, speed. And it has depth, but would I say, like, chess is the best game ever? No. It is simplistic in its design. Which isn't a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. And I would say... How do I say this without being like... Do you think chess is the best version of chess it could ever be? My answer to that would be no, because I don't think anything is ever really the best it could ever be. But like, how often do people catch on to like a new variation of chess? I mean, I know there are chess variants and stuff, but they're mostly played like for meme factor, or like people who play chess that want like a slight temporary distraction from chess, right? Chess 960 is probably the future. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. It is getting traction. I mean, specifically involving chess, there's a lot of other things too. Like, there's like, the stigma isn't as present for video games, but there is a very major stigma against video games as being like childish, or for like a certain time period, the work of the devil. And I think that really hampered the development of video games as like a hobby. 'Cause I don't think there's any functional difference between video games and board games, right? Like what? You can't have a strategic adult video game that's like has depth similar to chess just because it's a visual medium, or it's like on a computer, like, or on a console, or played with a controller or something. I don't get that one. I don't think there's ever been a stigma against chess. I mean, not in our time. It was like, chess was important enough that countries would compete against one another, specifically in chess. I mean, maybe like a social, like on a low level, a social stigma of like, haha, nerd, in like school or something, but on like a higher level, like, it's been kind of similar to sports, right? Like, it's considered like an intellectual sport. But for some reason, video games took a while to be considered like a sport of dexterity and intelligence. With like esports taking its time to get established. Okay, but we got kind of sidetracked. So, an analogy would be like this. Would chess be better if all the pieces weighed 50 pounds and it was a pain in the ass to move them? But that, like, would you say the difficulty in moving the pieces makes the game better? I mean, that's how I feel about RuneScape. does the difficulty in the UI and control scheme like somehow make it better? Suki giving thumbs up. I'm gonna smack you. No, it's nostalgia. It's people thing as it was better than new thing. And I mean, it's also entrenched people, right? Entrenched people being like, I got good at dealing with this worse control scheme, and if they make it easier, that means my time investment to make, like, cope with this, like, gone. So I want to push this, you know, I want to push this as like a, oh, the game's worse if you make the UI and control scheme better. I want to make sure everybody believes that it's worse if you make the control scheme and the UI better. It'll break the integrity of the game. You don't want it to be casual, right? Because if we want to talk about the nitty-gritty of the difficulty in RuneScape, there's a cap on how difficult they can make things because of the control scheme. Well, what I mean is, like, it is much harder to force a player to have increased APM with only the mouse than it is with both mouse and keyboard. Because, like, you can, so, like, here's the thing. They could add, say, like, more positional raid mechanics, right? Things you have to think about. But they can't do things like, okay, let's have 3 positional raid mechanics at the same time as requiring you to prayer flick, but then also make it so, like, you have to manage how much prayer you have, so you also have to flick your offensives, but you can't do it in quick prayer because you have to change, you know, maybe your things, your protection prayers. Just aim faster. There's a limit to human potential with mouse movement and aim, and that is why competitive RTS is more of a game of capitalizing on opponent mistakes than perfect play. We're not close to reaching it? I mean, then you get into design philosophy problem. So design philosophy is like, I think generally most of the content in RuneScape they want players to be able to complete with like some kind of learning time investment. But then you're also running into the issue of like running out of ways to make new interesting difficult content because it all revolves around mouse control. I don't think the tick system's a problem. I like the tick system. I think the tick system is good for, like, making the game unique, like, differentiated from other games. I mean, if you think about it, the tick system is just basically a I don't know, it's hard to describe. Like, it reminds me of the global cooldown, right, in MMOs. But it's just, instead of only applying to abilities, it applies to all of your actions. But also, I don't think the cap comes from the tick system, because, like, I mean, when I was watching Zaina do the Awakened bosses, the cap certainly wasn't from the tick system. It's from the number of things you have to react to within a tick. And there's a lot of things you're reacting to within a tick. But again, the difficulty in that comes from wrestling with the control scheme. If you had all of your prayers key-bound, and you were allowed to, like, just use keys, then you wouldn't have to, like, re-aim between, like, when you're like Leviathan, where she, like, had to move with the thing while flipping prayers. That means you're re-aiming every single time. You have to change your prayer, and you're also re-clicking on the boss, so it's like, the majority of the challenge is, like, making sure you have really fast and precise clicks. But I guess, to me, it just gets boring when everything feels like it's based on mouse precision. And that is, like, the challenge of the game, is everything is mouse precision. Mouse precision and speed. Could also be a cope, though, because my mouse precision is my worst gaming skill. I don't think any other game gets even close to RuneScape's demand of mouse precision. Like, if you're trying to play optimally or whatever. Like, maybe competitive shooters, but that's a different type of mouse precision. Oh yeah, I guess OS. Yeah, OS for sure. Yeah. And I guess like one of the reasons I haven't done much PVM in RuneScape is because it doesn't sound interesting to me. So I've done a lot of PVM in other games. And I think that is a misunderstanding between RuneScape PVMers and calling me a skiller is like, maybe if their only game is RuneScape, they're like, yo, this PVM is fire, you haven't even seen this kind of content until you do the PVM. But to me it's just like, yeah, I raided in WoW, I did PvE in WoW for years, I kind of know the whole song and dance of PVM boss mechanic stuff. You know, after a while, boss do Engie thing. Watch out for Engie thing or you instantly die. Like, being able to memorize mechanics is a skill, don't get me wrong, like, you have to practice memorizing mechanics. But, like, I guess when I'm thinking about it, breaking it down in RuneScape, it's like, I don't think memorizing mechanics is ever going to be a problem for me. So when it comes to doing any of the bosses, and this is why it doesn't, like, I don't feel compelled to do it, or, like, that I need to go do it. It's then an issue of, it's going to be me practicing the mouse skills for that individual boss, right? And then here's the other issue. There are way more entertaining video games with PvE content designed to be fun and engaging and a spectacle, like the new Monster Hunter, which my PC can't run, so, but like, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a comfort game, or enjoying a game, or like liking the nostalgia of playing the same game. Like being comfortable in continuing to play RuneScape. But I do have a problem when people treat it like it is the best game, because it is not. It's not the best game mechanically. It's not the best game visually. It doesn't have the best level design. I mean, it doesn't even, like, I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't even have, like, a lot of these aspects, it doesn't even have above average. It is like the sum of the parts making it interesting to play, I suppose. Like, take the Winter Todd Arena. This is terrible level design. I was so let down after I read about Winter Todd and like what the boss was and how it sounded. Like, it sounded so cool before I knew what it actually was. And like, before I actually did Winter Todd, I was thinking like, oh, is it gonna be like a cool multi-tiered boss arena where it's like you have to navigate the arena and like gather the resources while it's attacking you with the like the AoE attacks and stuff? No, it's just a square. It's a square. It doesn't even utilize the gameplay mechanics. There's no areas you have to navigate. Like, you don't engage with its mechanics. Like, even pre-nerf, like, there's a bank right outside the door, so like you don't even need to manage your health. I was a youngling back then, and I heard like skilling minigame that involves wood cutting, fire making, herb lore, and I was like, oh, this sounds so cool. I was like, this sounds so cool. I was like, oh man, a game where it's like you get your skilling and you're fighting a boss and you have to use these skills in the arena and stuff, and you have to like dodge mechanics. I was like, oh, that sounds great. Meanwhile, Winter Todd. Whoops, am I gonna make it? I was young. I had faith. See, that's just because it's like all numerical. How is that any different than, say, like leveling in another MMORPG and like collecting gear and leveling your professions and like progressing through the story? It's just that like the things aren't numerically like they aren't attached to numbers. RuneScape is the human brain number go up crack. That's really how it is. I'm just saying what needs to be said. Also, RuneScape heavily relies on the community aspect. I feel like a lot less people would play if the population was really low. I think it relies more on the community aspect than other MMOs. If Winter Todd didn't exist, right? People talk about politics. True. Probably Guardians of the Rift, and we don't want that. Content creators are carrying RuneScape hard? Maybe. Yeah, also Shooting Stars. You've never played story-based games? I feel bad for you. I think what people get out of RuneScape is mostly comfort and stability. The comfort and stability of routine. What am I doing? I got distracted. I'm not locked in today. Well, for anybody who isn't a PKer, I guess, we know PKers are gambling addicts. Shots fired. PBMers are also gambling addicts. I am surprisingly not a gambling addict. I don't like gambling. It's not fun. Ah, great, they're talking about gender instead of politics. Chat just got so aggressive. And so many people started talking when that topic came up. You could just become the best PKer theoretically if you always got lucky. I mean, no, you would have to also be good. Right? I mean, if you're bad, they just freeze you and stay where you can't instantly kill them. If you're bad, you have to at least be moderately good, right? They could just, like, if you are the known lucker, and they know what's going to happen, they change their entire strategy. If you're truly the best player alive, won't they always splash on you? Like, if you're the ultimate luck, then yeah, no one plays with you anymore. They see your name and they never play with you. They see that you're online and nobody plays. You have to always have your your private set to off. I mean, Q dodging is already a thing in other games. Like match dodging, trying not to get into a game with specific players. I don't like how the damage system works in RuneScape, but it's built around it so much that, I mean, it's not something you can just get rid of or even, like, change things around. Yes, yes, break in 8 minutes, and we'll do those. Bones. 3 piles of bones. You know, Odablock is the perfect example of how even like minor public figures like streamers have a pretty big impact on giving people steam to be toxic. I'm like shocked that they actually gave Odablock best streamer or whatever. But whatever, I guess. They're gonna have to make a decision eventually, I mean. Can't have an LGBT event and also put forth the person who is anti-LGBT and his entire fan base is. Trying to placate both groups. You don't think it's pie? Maybe. I don't think that's true. I mean, maybe in your own niche genre, but Odablock is small time compared to actual big streamers. I think actual big streamers tend to just avoid those kinds of topics. You just don't get involved. It's not worth it. What a controversial conversation to join into. My conversation or the Winter Talk conversation? I mean, I guess it came up because of the Winter Talk conversation and the people saying things that immediately out them as Odablock fans. Like, if someone says the Transformers line, you know they're an Odablock fan. And honestly, at todd's not the only place I've seen people use it. I've seen people use it at GE, I've seen people use it at Guardians of the Rift, basically anywhere with lots of people. I've seen people use the Odablock line. Yeah, it's just an innocuous comment about, you know, Transformers. It's more like people will gravitate towards watching the streamer that has their own worldviews, and then reinforce those worldviews by doing that. So I mean, yeah, if a streamer hates a particular group of people, then viewers are going to flock to that streamer who also hate a particular group of people. I mean, the source of his opinion doesn't matter if he's acting as a focal gathering point for other like-minded people and is attracting it to the overall community. Like, if you're a public figure, you have a responsibility to, like, you know, deal with this, not make things worse. Like, religious and personal beliefs are fine on an individual level, but once you have an impact on, like, a greater community, like, you can no longer use those things as a defense. I mean, there's also a thing where they could also just think they're right and just be hurting other people and think they're justified in hurting other people, but then we have a difference of opinion. Because, like, when you are a public figure, you just become, like, everything that you are, in all aspects, becomes a justification for everybody who does, like, does anything you do or believes anything you do. Like, it becomes a justification for reinforcing those behaviors, positive and negative. And that's why, like, in general, public figures are held to a much higher standard of behavior and control than individuals, usually. Usually. Anyways, break time after this round. 10-minute break, I'll be back. thought-provoking convo. You're already gone, but good night picture. The break was a bit longer than it should have been. Is there time to get credit? Probably not. Time to talk about Autobots. I'm not a Transformers fan. I have a fan who is like I have a friend who is like a Transformers mega fan. Then again, though, that friend just likes anything mecha related, so it's not like specifically Transformers, it's just like a super mecha fan. Which means, you know, Transformers. Xenoblade X soon. I've never played a Xenoblade game. I've played Xenogears. Haven't played any of the Xenoblades. Oh, I cut way too much. I came into the game late. I should have remembered that. That means I gotta fletch sooner. Oops! Todd might be giving me a way out, though. Todd might be giving me a way out. Keep breaking it, Todd. Keep breaking it. Wait, is that the one with the canon harem? With like the picture of all of them and their children? Oh, I'm gonna be just short. I hate to see it. Japan, the being Japan. But why does a robot get wings? By drinking Red Bull? Should you get on VR chat? I don't know. I love Winter Todd reminding me that I'm hated just for existing. Really the highlight of my day. Truly fantastic. I'm going to stab you. Why are you like... You're really trying to be antagonistic, aren't you? What a broad statement. You really are just out here trying to make as many enemies as possible, aren't you? Maybe you should go on VR chat. You're just gonna keep getting yourself into trouble otherwise. The what? Alright. I don't want to think about that. Who? Dang, drinking coffee sends me to hell? I am so screwed. It's so over for me. My indulgence in the caffeine. Wow, only 20%? What a steal. Oh, can you only do it when it's right next to it? I've never actually checked. Oops. Guess so. Just because of Fox? You mean? You better basis. Why are you making it sound like I need to come up with something better? I don't think I'm obligated to come with something better. You're letting your enlightened atheist show. Should you drink this Dr. Pepper Zero? You asked me for lots of, like, basic things in life. So, yes, sure. Whoa, end credits, calm down. That's a dangerous outlook. That's the only outlook. I mean, that's one way, that's the chaotic way of living life. It's important to ask people, should I do this? And if it annoys you when they say yes, it means you shouldn't actually do it. You are so toxic. You are such a toxic person. The years of Minecraft did this to you, and the damage is irreparable. What if it annoys you regardless of the answer? That's a different kind of toxic. You got the residual toxicity. Wait, where didn't I go? Ah. Okay, the last one is a half-truth. I have to be right back.